What's going on, friends? Happy Tuesday morning to you. Welcome back, College Sports Corner. We usually do this show twice a week, Sundays and Thursdays, but a lot has happened in the last couple of days, so we're going to go over some stuff, some games that happened, uh, and some of these lower tournaments. Hate to say lower because it kind of insults them, mid-May, whatever you want to call them. A lot of surprises, a lot of top teams going down to teams that are not even at 500. It's been crazy so far. So we're going to go over what's happened the last couple days, Sunday and Monday. Got a few news items here. So, that being said, it's Tuesday. Sucks. Hope your day is going all right so far. All right, so before we start, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything because things are getting really crazy right now in college basketball. All right, let's go over some news items first. Furman, they won the Southern Conference. This will be their first NCAA tourney since 1980. Wow, they haven't been to an NCAA tournament since 1980. Hey, good for them. Good for you, Furman. Hoping y'all get in there, y'all make some noise and do some good things. Kennesaw State, they've been pretty good all year. First Atlantic Sun Conference Championship and their first trip to the NCAA tournament. So congratulations to them too. Hope they make some noise too. Hey, the story here. Texas Tech basketball coach Mark Adams suspended for what the school is calling inappropriate, unacceptable, racially insensitive comments. He was encouraging a player to be more receptive to coaching. Mentioned all kinds of things that happened in the Bible. Of course, some of those things aren't too good. I'm not going to say it here because someone will probably report it and YouTube will take the video down. But if you want to read what he said, it's out there. He's already under pressure. He's on the warm seat anyway. So this isn't going to help his case any. So I couldn't find out how long he was suspended for. But yeah, more troubles for Mark Adams. Xavier's big man, Zach Freemantle, season-ending foot surgery. Zach, hope you get better soon, man. Sucks for Xavier. Austin Peay fires Nate James after 2 seasons. He went 21-39 in those 2 seasons. So Austin Peay's looking for a new coach. If you think you can do it, hey, put in a resume, fill out an application, whatever you want to do. One football item here. UT's Steve Sarkisian says Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning are competing for the quarterback job. I'm guessing that means Texas has already started spring camp because they usually seem to start every year a little earlier than everybody else in the country does. So, yeah, he says Quinn and Arch are battling for the quarterback position. Here's what I want to know. Whoever loses that competition, do they transfer? Because we all seen how the transfer portal's been going the last couple of years. Would not surprise me at all if the loser said, well, screw this, I want to play. I'm going somewhere else. All right, let's go back to Sunday. 20-13 San Francisco beat 23-9 Santa Clara. 93-87 in overtime in the West Coast quarterfinals. Shabazz for San Francisco, 38 points in that one. Number 1, 29-2 Houston beat 23-8 Memphis, 67-65. At the buzzer, remember the week before? We had all those what we have, like 3 or 4 buzzer beaters? Well, Houston said, I want to get in on this, so they got in on it. Houston's Mark, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Sheed, 16 points, 7 assists, including the basket at the buzzer to win the game. Memphis's Davis, 23 points, 3 rebounds. Lawson, 10 points, 5 rebounds. That win put U of H on an 11-game winning streak. They are still number 1. Top 5 jumbled around after this weekend. I know Alabama fell to 5, I believe, after losing to Texas A&M. UCLA and Purdue, I forget the order. I think they're 2 and 3. I think UCLA might be 2. 19-12 Penn State beat number 21, 20-11 Maryland by 1 point, 65-64. Penn State's Pickett, 16.7 rebounds, 7 assists, followed by Funk, the Funk Man, 14 points. Winder, for Penn State. Had the game-winning layup in that game. For Maryland, Young, not too bad though. 28 points, 8 rebounds. Reese behind him, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Maryland actually led this game by 13 points at the half. Penn State said, nah, I ain't having that. Number 1, 24-8, Hofstra beat William & Mary 94-46 in the Colonial Athletic Association quarterfinals. Hofstra's Estrada, nice game, 22 points, 10 rebounds. Number 5, 26-5, Purdue beat 20-11 Illinois 76-71. Purdue's Newman, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Edey behind him, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Smith had 15 points for the Boilermakers. For the Illini, Mayer, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Shannon Jr. had 13 points. Harris came off the bench, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Number 28, 28-7. North Carolina Asheville beat Campbell by 4 points. UNC Asheville, Big South champs. Pember, 29 points, 8 rebounds, followed by Jones, 24 points, 8 rebounds for UNC Asheville. 25-8, Colgate beat Army 91-74 in the Patriot League semis. Even though they lost, Army's Rucker, he had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Number 2, 27-7, Drake beat number 1, 25-9, Bradley, 77-51 in the Missouri Valley Championship game. Drake's DeVries, 26 points, 6 rebounds. 18-13, Central Florida beat East Carolina, 84-58. Central Florida's Hendricks, 25 points, 10 rebounds. 16-15, Nebraska beat 19-12 Iowa, 81-77. Nebraska's Griesel, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Lawrence, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Tomaninga, 11 points. Nebraska's won 4 out of the last 5. Nebraska's been kind of on a little bit of a run here this last month. It's going to be interesting to see how they do in this Big Ten tournament. Wouldn't that be crazy if they just won the whole thing? I mean, I don't think it'll happen because you got some really good teams in the Big Ten. But, hey, when you're fighting for your life and you're trying to get to the tournament, you never know, man. You never know. For Iowa, McCaffrey, 23 points, 4 rebounds. Murray, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Iowa's 7-game home winning streak is over. See what they do in the tournament. 16-4, Wichita State beat South Florida by 20 points. Porter Jr. for Wichita State, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 20-11, Cincinnati beat SMU, 97-74. DeJulius for Cincinnati, 30.6 rebounds. Nice game. 19-10, Tulane beat 16-15, Temple by 1 point. Tulane's Look, he had 24 points, 5 assists in that one. 23-9, UNC Wilmington beat Drexel by 5 in the Colonial Athletic Association quarterfinals. Number 1, 27-8, we just talked about him. Kennesaw State beat number 2, 26-9, Liberty by 1 point, earning their first Atlantic Sun Championship. 11-22, Lafayette beat 17-15 American, 84-76 in 2 overtimes in the Patriot League semifinals. 26-7, Furman, we just talked about them too, beat Western Carolina, 83-80 in overtime in the Southern Conference semis. Woodbright for West Carolina, even though they lost, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Man, heck of a game. Shame you have to lose when you put up those kinds of numbers. In overtime, number 15, 21-10, Indiana beat 17-14 Michigan by 2, 75-73. Indiana, Jackson Davis once again, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, followed by Thompson, who had 16 points, 10 rebounds. Michigan's Dickinson, 24 points, 14 rebounds. Bufkin, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Howard, 16 points, and he made 4 3-pointers in this one. Number 8, 18-15, Southern Alabama beat number 4, 22-10, James Madison, 75-66 in the Sun Belt Conference semifinals. 29-3, Charleston beat Stony Brook, 74-52 in the Colonial Conference quarterfinals. McNeese beat Texas A&M Commerce by 1 point in the Southland Conference quarters. McNeese, Shoemate, He had 29 points, 12 rebounds. 1913 St. Thomas, Minnesota beat Western Illinois by 7 in the Summit League quarters. St. Thomas, Minnesota's Bjorklund, 25 points, 9 rebounds. 18-16 Chattanooga beat 17-16 Wofford, 74-62 in the Southern Conference semis. Stevens for Chattanooga, 25.7 rebounds. Number 9, 11-22 Northern Arizona beat number 1, 22-10 Eastern Washington by 1 point in the Big Sky quarterfinals. 21-10 Northwestern beats 18-13 Rutgers, 65-53. Barnheiser for Northwestern, 16 points, 10 rebounds. He did that coming off the bench. Bowie had 14. Berry had 12.7 rebounds. That ends Northwestern's 3-game losing streak. Remember, they went on that tear earlier in February. Beat, Purdue, Indiana, Iowa, others. Anyway, that ends their 3-game losing streak. Rutgers, Omarui, I can never say his name right. 14 points, 6 rebounds. Simpson came off the bench, scored 12. 17-13 Wisconsin beat Minnesota by 4. Wisconsin's Crowell, 21.7 rebounds. 21-11 Towson beat Delaware by 26 in the Colonial Conference quarters. Towson's Timberlake, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Timberlake, he's a damn good player there for Towson. Number 7, New Orleans beat number 6, Houston Christian by 21 points. Southland Conference quarters. New Orleans is Johnson, 29 points. 25-7 Louisiana beat Texas State, 64-58 in the Sun Belt semifinals. Louisiana's Brown, 18.6 rebounds. Number 3, North Dakota State beat number 6, South Dakota State by 2 in the Summit League quarters. Nelson for the Bison, 23 points, 11 rebounds. Number 2, 23-9 Montana beat number 8 Northern Colorado, 84-73, Big Sky second round. Montana State's Battle, 21 points in that one. That's it for Sunday. Going on for Monday. Number 8 McNeese beat number 4 Nichols by 6 points in the Southland semi. Is that quarters or semis? I have to recheck that one. Anyway, McNeese's Shoemate, 22 points, 14 rebounds. I think it's the quarters. Number 4, 24-9 UNC Wilmington beat number 1, 24-9 Hofstra by 6 in overtime in the Colonial Athletics semifinals. Number 1 Furman beat Chattanooga 88-79 in the Southern Conference Championship game. Talked about that earlier. Furman, first NCAA tournament in 43 years. Number 4 Northern Kentucky beat number 1 Youngstown State 75-63. Horizon League semifinal. Number 2 Louisiana beat number 8 South Alabama 71-66 in the Sun Belt Championship. So Louisiana is your Sun Belt champions. Number 1 Oral Roberts beat number 5 St. Thomas, Minnesota by 5 points in the Summit League semifinals. Number 4 Montana beat number 5 Idaho State 83-74 in the Big Sky quarters. Montana's Moody, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. West Coast semifinals. Number 1, 26-6 St. Mary's beat number 5, 19-15 BYU, 76-69. Wasn't that easy for St. Mary's. We'll go over that here in a second. St. Mary's Dukas, 23 points, 7 rebounds. Mahoney, 18 points, 3 rebounds. St. Mary's was 24 for 47 from the field, 62% free throw shooting. BYU's Johnson, 13 points. Saunders, 11 points, 4 rebounds. BYU, 25 for 51 from the field, 65% free throw shooting. St. Mary's looked great for the whole first quarter and part of the second quarter. They even built up a 26-point lead. Relaxed, I guess. Let BYU back in, and BYU got back to within 3 points in this game. They won, and and it's going to be their 4th West Coast Conference title game in 5 years for St. Mary's. Number 7, New Orleans beat number 3, Southeast Louisiana, 83-78 in the Southland Conference quarterfinals. New Orleans' Johnson, 32 points. Colonial Conference semis, number 2, 30-3 Charleston beat number 3, 21-12 Towson, 77-72. Charleston Smith, 20 points. Brisvik, I think that's how you say it, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Bolin and Larson, 12 points each for Charleston. Towson, Holden, he led the way, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Timberlake, who we always talk about, he came in second, 17.6 rebounds. Towson actually led this game by 5 at half. Didn't work out for him. Number 3, North Dakota State beat number 2, South Dakota State by 10 points in the Summit League semifinals. Skunberg from Bison, 24 points. Number 3, Cleveland State beat number 2, Milwaukee by 13 in the Horizon Conference semifinals. Number 3, Weber State beat Sacramento State 70-64 in the Big Sky Conference quarters. West Coast Conference semis. Number 2, 27-5 Gonzaga beats number 6, 20-14 San Fran, 84-73. Gonzaga's Watson, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Timmy, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Strawther, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. San Francisco Shabazz, I think that was a damn good player too. 26 points, 3 rebounds. Roberts, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Williams came off the bench, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Gonzaga's Watson pretty much had the floor. He was hardly ever guarded in this whole game. Now, I don't know what San Fran was doing. There's a lot of teams too. I don't know what it is. They just let Watson roam wherever he wants. I don't know what the deal is there. San Fran's Timmy, mentioned him. He had 17 points. He now has 2,192 points. Today, things to watch for today. ACC tournament gets started. I think the first game is Georgia Tech and Florida State. And then later, I think Boston College and Virginia Tech. I know Virginia Tech's later. I think they play Boston College. Anyway, yeah, Atlantic Coast Conference gets started. Southland Conference semifinals. McNeese versus Texas A&M. McNeese is playing really good. They've been on a run through this tournament. They could give A&M Corpus Christi. They could give them a handful. American East semis. Binghamton versus Vermont. Binghamton in the semis, and they are under 500. Northeastern Conference Championship game. Fairleigh Dickinson versus Merrimack. Horizon League Championship game. Northern Kentucky versus Cleveland State. Both those teams are 21-12 this year. Colonial Athletic Association Championship. Why is it the Colonial Athletic Conference? Why is it the Colonial Athletic Association? Anyway, UNC Wilmington 24-9 versus Charleston 30-3. Should be a damn good game. Big Sky semis, Northern Arizona, who is under 500 also, versus Montana in the semifinals. West Coast Conference Championship, 27-5 Gonzaga versus 26-6 St. Mary's. These teams split the 2 games. We will see if St. Mary's is going to guard Watson or let him roam free, like a lot of teams have been doing. Let's see where we are. Southland Conference semifinals. New Orleans, who's also under 500, versus 21-10 Northwestern State. A lot of teams under 500 are going deep in their conference tournaments. Crazy shit, isn't it? Summit League Championship. 16-6 North Dakota State versus 29-4 Oral Roberts. North Dakota State, hey, you never know. Big Sky semifinals. Weber State versus Montana State. That is it for this little short show. We'll be back later this week, probably Thursday, to go over what happened today and what goes on tomorrow. Gloomy day out here. Hope it's a nice day where you are. Hey, watch some basketball online at work. That way work day goes by fast, you know. It's only Tuesday. It sucks, but what are we going to do? All right, anyway, we'll be back later in the week to wrap up the stuff that happens. We'll see you later.